Hey there, Dungeon Masters and Adventurers, welcome back to my channel, where we share tips and tricks for running amazing online games. Today, we're going to do something just a little bit different, as we are going to dive into the new D&D movie, Honor Among Thieves, which I very much enjoyed, but there were a few rules that they broke. So I'd like to set the record straight, especially for new players just getting into the hobby. Now, I'm all for homebrew and changing rules to create the most epic games possible for your table, and the movie is absolutely allowed to do that as well, but let's just discuss some of the things that they changed. Now, before we jump too far into it, I do want to mention I'm not going to be calling out every magic item that they created, like the hither-thither staff, which looked like a lot of fun, or the anti-magic cuffs, which look like they could be very useful for certain campaigns. I don't know that those officially exist or anything about them, but I will talk about items like the sending stones, which were specifically called out in the movie. And in the movie, there were 3 stones, which is already breaking away from the norm a little bit, is the official D&D description states that they come in pairs, meaning only 2 of them are connected. In the movie, they used them like a 3-way walkie-talkie, chatting back and forth. I think I've actually used them like this in the past, but that's not how they're written. So, how are they supposed to be used? According to the rules, the stones can send a single 25-word message, then the other stone can be used to send back another single 25-word message. That's it, then you're done for the day. That's right, once per day, that's all you get. Now, as a DM, I think it's important to know the actual rules when incorporating these items into your game, but once again, you can change them if you want. And as I said before, I think I've actually made this exact change to them before. Somewhat on the same topic of items, let's talk really quick about Attunement, which is something that the movie changed quite a bit. In the film, it's portrayed as a skill only spellcasters can use, which has 2 things breaking away from the standard rules. First, any character can attune to magic items, spellcaster or not. The only real limitation is that you can only be attuned to 3 items at the same time. Also, attunement is not a skill, you just have to spend an hour attuning to the item, which is not how it was portrayed on the screen. The movie made it look like an instant process where time freezes while you have to pass a sort of test. That's not how it works at all. Anyone with an hour can attune to the item. It's a pretty easy thing, so just keep that in mind when you're handing out those sweet, sweet magical items in your games. Now, on to the Speak with Dead spell. In Honor Among Thieves, the character used a token to cast a spell which seems to last until they've asked all of their questions, which turned into a bit of a joke. I thought it was pretty funny, but that's not actually how the spell works. The official spell only lasts for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, they go back to just being dead. The sorcerer also said that once you use Speak with Dead on someone, you can never use it again. Whereas I almost said in reality, in official fake reality, you only have to wait 10 days before you can use Speak with Dead again on a corpse. Now, I won't necessarily count that as a movie mistake, because it could be a character mistake in that the sorcerer in the past may have tried to use Speak with Dead 2 times in a row, and when it didn't work, just assumed you could never do it again, not knowing that he just had to wait 10 days. So that one might not really be a mistake, but the actual rules, even if you only ask them 1 question after 10 minutes, they'll go back to being dead. Now, this next one I feel like I have to mention, but most of you probably already know, so I'm going to make it fast. In the movie, a druid wild shapes into an owlbear. The problem with that is an owlbear is technically a monstrosity, not a beast, which means they're not on the wild shape list. So as much as we love owlbears, that's definitely a no-go for your druid players according to the rules. Another thing is druids can't wild shape into a flying creature until level 9. We don't know what level the characters are, so it might not be a mistake, but if the druid was level 9, then she was definitely holding out on them. Once again, if you want to change anything or add owlbears into your druid's wild shape list, or just include all monstrosities, that's up to your table to decide. All right, now I need to take a breath before this last one because it hurts me. It hurts me. Let's talk about the misunderstood spellcaster. This one hurts me the most. Let's address the bard injustice in Honor Among Thieves. The movie depicts bards as weak non-combatants with little to no magical abilities, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Bards are full-fledged spellcasters, just as powerful as wizards and sorcerers. And not only are they great spellcasters, depending on the subclass, like if you go College of the Sword, they can be very good sword fighters as well. They are incredibly versatile, able to hold their own in combat, provide support to allies, and of course dazzle everyone with their performances. So let's give bards the respect they deserve, both in our games and in our movies. Come on, WotC, don't do my Bards dirty like that. I might be a little bit biased because Bards are probably my favorite class, but they're my favorite class for a reason. They're just great. Anyway, that's a wrap on the rules Honor Among Thieves got wrong. This obviously isn't every single thing, but I hope this video helps set the record straight for new players and adds a bit of fun to your D&D discussions. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, until next time, may the dice be ever in your favor.